Welcome to Prescribing Lifestyle, the podcast that's all about empowering you to live your healthiest, happiest life. I'm your host, Dr. Avi Charlton, and each week we'll dive into the latest research, practical tips, and inspiring stories to help you optimize your well-being. From nutrition and fitness to mental health and mindfulness, we'll explore every aspect of lifestyle medicine, giving you the tools you need to make informed decisions and take control of your health. Whether you're looking into preventing disease, managing chronic conditions, or simply elevate your quality of life, Prescribing Lifestyle is here to guide you on your journey to wellness. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to embark on this transformative adventure towards a healthier, happier you. Let's dive in. Hello, welcome to another episode of Prescribing Lifestyle. Today, I'm going to talk about breathing. I hope you're not sick of it because I think I'm just starting this journey on developing how to breathe to thrive. There's so much to learn and I'm still learning. And just to let you know, this is such an amazing journey and today I had an amazing experience. So what happened is I signed up a few weeks ago to Breathless Expedition with Johannes Expert, who is a Dutch. He did a workshop in Collingwood in Melbourne today, and I signed up for $85 for a 4-hour workshop. And I had no expectations on what it's like. I just thought I'll give it a try on doing some breath work. And it was amazing. I felt like there's so much stress that is released. I feel so relaxed. In fact, it was an out-of-body experience. I went into the workshop not knowing what to expect. I know he was quite an amazing person in the breathwork world, and I have followed some of his work. In fact, last week at Tracy McBeath's conference, I was talking to Jared Stevenson, who some of you might follow. He's a health coach and breathing coach in Brisbane. He has introduced me to this concept of breathing and breathwork last year in Emma Martin's conference, Keto Retreat in Gold Coast, Brisbane, Ormeo actually. So I knew of Jared Stevenson, and since last year, July, I have learned a bit more about breathing. I read the book Oxygen Advantage by Patrick McKeown. I read another book called Breath, the Lost Art by James Nestor. And I opened the world to this breathing, and I've learned so much that there is so much to be tapped to because everyone is busy, everyone is anxious. There's so much anxiety and stress going on in our modern life. Incorporating breathing into our lives can be so helpful, and everyone can improve on our breathing. So today I went into the workshop in Collingwood, and it was such an amazing experience. What happened was the initial breath work, it was guided, and then there was ongoing music. The music was really loud. There was about 85 people all on yoga mats lying down, and we were engaged listening to Johannes's guided breath work, and then I felt emotional. I started to cry. I must admit there was some stress going on in my life in the last few days with my relationship, and I feel like this breath work has helped me release my emotion. I've also heard that crying is actually a vagal response, and it's quite helpful to be releasing emotions and stimulating our vagal system. He had some helpers going around the room and helping each of us get in touch with our emotions. The helpers was just touching my arms and shoulders, and I was crying and she was holding my hand. I feel so supported, and I felt like it was such a safe space. I felt so inspired that I wanted to spread more word about breathing. And in fact, that is why I've decided to record this episode on functional breathing. This is not the end, or I don't claim that I'm an expert on breathing. In fact, I'm just starting to learn more because there's still so much to learn, and I might end up spending the few $1,000s on the course on learning about breathing with Johannes. But we'll see if I can afford it, and we'll see if the stars line up on if I will sign up to his course. So that was the first breathing exercise. I was crying, I was teary, and I felt like there's so much stress that I have released. I felt like I have released my emotions, and I felt supported, which sometimes it doesn't happen in the house because the boys and my husband doesn't look into breathing and lifestyle, and even my closest girlfriends hasn't really been that supportive on these lifestyle experiences that I'm pursuing for myself and for my patients. So that's just my little own experience. Then Johannes talked a little bit about the science. It wasn't anything new for me, but it's always good to consolidate knowledge, and it's constant repetition that is the secret of success, which I've learned from university days. And I like to repeat my message to my people, followers as well, because the secret of success is constant repetition, as I said. And if you don't look after yourself, you can't look after anybody else. That is another motto that I like to promote. So the second breathing exercise that I did in the workshop today was such amazing. It was like an out-of-body experience. Johannes actually was saying that we can see unicorns, we can go ride horses, and we can go out-of-body experiences. It's a bit like taking in LSD. I've never tried LSD, but I wouldn't know what it tastes like or what it feels like. But it was quite an amazing journey on this breathwork experience. And I'm going to experience more, and I'm going to pursue more, and maybe I'll sign up for more breathwork classes in the future. I felt like my body was tingling all over, and I felt almost like floating. I felt my body was lifted up in the air, and even sensation of spinning round and round. It was quite an amazing out-of-body experience that I feel like that's so different, and I can't explain with science. Again, he said it's like a bit between the science and the spirituality that is waiting to be tapped. So I will keep learning, and I will keep you updated, and maybe another podcast on my further experience and journey. So I have put together 10 tips on how to breathe to thrive, and that is my current experience from on June 2024. If you ask me again another year later, it might be a different journey. So 10 tips for now. Number 1, breathe through your nose as much as you can. The nose is for breathing, the mouth is not. The nose filters germs, filters viruses and bacteria, and warms and humidifies the air, making it suitable for your lungs. The breathing through your mouth sometimes irritates the airways. There are kids that come into my room with coughs that lingers on for 2 or 3 weeks. Sometimes I prescribe them breathing exercises of breathing through the nose. And I always remember this basketball kid that my child, 12-year-old, who plays basketball with, he always breathed through his mouth, and it actually quite annoyed me, and I really want to tell his mum, but I didn't. This kid had hay fever, and he has nosebleeds quite a bit, and he did have a receded jaw, which maybe I should have told his mum. But always breathe through your nose. But then again, today in the breathing exercises, there was some that was breathing through the mouth. I think in some breath work, it is required to breathe through mouth. So I will keep learning on these breathwork practices. So breathing through your nose, you should try and aim to do that as much as you can during the day. And even when you're sleeping, people don't know that they're breathing through their nose or their mouth when they're sleeping. You can use the mouth tape, and these mouth tapes I got today was from the Breathless Expedition. There's actually a tiny slit in the middle, so you won't suffocate. There are lots of breathing mouth tapes that you can buy from online or Amazon that it doesn't totally seclude your mouth. So you can try them out, and I quite often just use a very cheap micropore tape that I get from the clinic. And it takes about 4 to 7 days to get used to. When I first started mouth taping, the first night I only lasted 2 hours. The next night I lasted a bit longer, about 4 or 5 hours. And then it fell off, or I don't know where it went, or I took it off. But after a few nights, I got used to it, and it lasted the whole night. It feels weird, it sounds weird, but it does work. And you can make sure that you're breathing through your nose even at night, even when you're sleeping. Breathing through your nose also applies when you're exercising. So I try running when I do my easy runs using nose breathing only. When I lift weights, I always nose breathe. It's only when I do sprints or when I do longer runs that it requires me of longer efforts that then I switch from nose breathe to mouth breathe. Like today I did a 5-kilometer park run. I probably did the first 2 kilometers nose breathing. Then I switched to mouth breathing because I'm just building up on running at the moment. So there you have. Number 1, breathe through your nose. Number 2, engage your diaphragm. Always breathe deep into the diaphragm. Practice diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing. You can put your hands around your rib cage and feel your ribs going out as you inhale and your ribs going in as you exhale. You can put your hand on your tummy and feel the belly going out when you inhale and belly going in when you exhale. You can also lie down and put a book on your belly and take big breaths in and feel the book going up when you inhale and going down when you exhale. Engaging your diaphragm can help you breathe deep in your lungs. If you breathe through your mouth, quite often you will be chest breathing rather than diaphragmatic breathing. If you slow down your breathing, breathe through your nose, quite often that will help engaging your diaphragm to deep diaphragmatic breathing. Number 3, slow and steady. You can practice counting breathing. Slowing down your breath can help to regulate your breathing. It can also calm you down, enhance your parasympathetic nervous system, help your rest and digest peaceful parasympathetic nervous system. So if you're new to this, you can start by counting 3s. So count breathing 1, 2, 3 as you inhale, and then out 2, 3 as you exhale. And then if you get better at it, you can practice counting to 4 as you inhale. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. And as you get better at this, or if you're breathing good already, 5 counts in and 5 counts out is actually even better. It's called resonant breathing or coherent breathing. 6 breaths a minute, which is the 5 count in, 5 count out, is actually shown to be the best breathing rate. It helps to calm you down. It helps to engage your parasympathetic nervous system. If you're stressed and anxious and going fast pace or too many things to do, you can slow yourself down just for 1 minute, counting in 5 breaths in, 5 seconds in breath and 5 seconds out breath. So doing 6 breaths a minute, rather than most people do 12 or 15 breaths a minute. Slowing down to 6 breaths will really help to slow down your heart rate, slow down your nervous system, calm yourself down, and feel like you can reset. So we can practice 5 counts in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. Number 4 on the 10 tips on how to breathe to thrive is posture. Maintain a good posture. When you're breathing, sit up straight or sit upright to allow your lungs to fully expand. When you're doing breathing exercises, it's great to imagine a string pulling the tip of your head, just like a string that makes you sit upright. You should also try and have your tongue on the top of your mouth, of the roof of your mouth. That helps to engage nose breathing and correct mouth posture. So having good spinal posture helps you engage the diaphragm, help you engage the breathing muscles, and help you function your core muscles. Number 5, practice breath holds. Doing breath holds can help to increase carbon dioxide tolerance, which can improve oxygen delivery to tissues. So just briefly about the science is when you do slow breathing breath holds, we can teach our body that we can hold on to more carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the gas that regulates breathing rather than oxygen. Breathing too much will not get you more oxygen. Your oxygen level in a healthy person is almost always 99%. You can't get more than 99%. Whereas if you have higher carbon dioxide tolerance, your hemoglobin can actually release more oxygen to your tissues, which includes your brain and your muscles. So if you train breath holds, your body, your hemoglobin can supply oxygen molecules to your brain. You can function better, your cognition's better, your muscle gets more oxygen, and that in turn help with better functioning in terms of muscles and brain. Wouldn't that be good? So what we can do is we can do some breath holds. Like box breathing is a really easy breath holding exercise. Box breathing, for example, you can do 4 counts in and hold for 4 counts, and then breathing out for 4 counts, and then hold for 4 counts. So just simple breath holds can help with improving this carbon dioxide tolerance. You can also do breath holding exercises like 4, 7, 8. So in for 4, hold for 7, and then out for 8. That is a really common breathing exercise to do. And when you're going out for walks, you can also do breath holdings. So what you can do is you can do 10 steps and then pinch your nose and hold for 10 steps, and then release your nose and walk for 10 steps, and then do this over again 5 or 6 times. If you can do 10 steps, you can build to 20. If you can build to 20, you might be able to build to 30 or 25 first before you get to 30. So doing breath holding exercises can teach your body to tolerate better carbon dioxide. The more you practice, the more you improve. Number 6, practice mindfulness. Incorporate mindful breathing into your routine. So when you're working, when you're doing things, when you're answering emails, notice what you're doing with your breathing. Make sure you're breathing through your nose. Maybe slow down your breathing. Make sure you're breathing calmly. That can make you be more mindful, and you can pay attention to your whole body sensation, including the sensation of air that goes into your body and colder air that enters through your body and out through your nostrils. That can help you notice what is your bodily sensations a bit more better. So that's part of mindfulness, and you can learn to read your body. Number 7, double inhales or Huberman calls it physiological size. So if you like to look up Huberman, you can just search up on YouTube physiological size. The simple thing is it's like a double inhalation and a slow breath out. If you're anxious or if things are stressful, doing this is really useful. So I'll just show you what to do is you inhale one breath, and then you inhale again, and then you slowly breathe out. And I'm going to demonstrate again. Inhale in, and again, and breathe out. I've exaggerated the breathing noise a bit, but if you pay attention, it sounds like. Let's say you're stressed and your child is upsetting you. Maybe you can practice these double inhales and long exhales. Let's say you're just about to give a speech or you're going to initiate a difficult conversation. Maybe you can incorporate this double inhales and long exhales. I learned this from Huberman by searching physiological signs, and he's got lots of protocols on how to do this. So you can search that up too, and I'll put it on the show notes. 8 is Johannesburg has given me this tips called 3-6-5 breathing. 3-6-5 breathing means you do this 3 times a day, 6 breaths a minute, just for 5 minutes each time. So everybody who wakes up, quite often the cortisol goes up because your cortisol goes up to try and get you started for the day. And quite often it just goes up and up and up. What you can do is just slow down in the morning, do 5 minutes breathing exercise, and you do this 3 times a day. So do it first thing in the morning, 7 or 6 or whatever time you wake up. Do it again midday, about 11 or 12 or whatever is your lunchtime, just 5 minutes. My watch sets to 12:20, which is the time that I'm likely to finish my lunch. And then you can do it again 5 or 6 o'clock, or maybe just before you cook dinner, and that might just calm you down for the evening. So 3 times a day, 6 breaths a minute, 5 minutes each time. 6 breaths a minute just means you count 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out. So you can do breath holds, but you don't have to. This 3-6-5 breathing just means 3 times a day, 6 breaths a minute, which means 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out. Do it just for 5 minutes. When you're about to go to sleep, this brings to tip number 9, slow breathing before sleep. You can do a 5-10 breathing. Breathe in for 5 seconds and out for 10. Do it for a few times and that might help you calm you down and get ready for sleep. So in for 5 and out for 10. If you can't do 10, you can do 7, you can do 8, you can just do 5. Sometimes just slowing down your breathing can help you calm yourself down. There's no right or wrong with breathing. The practice is there, and the more you practice, the better you get. You just have to do your best. There's no right or wrong. There's no perfect way of doing it. It is your way. If your mind gets distracted, you just start again, just like meditation. It doesn't matter. Which brings me to the 10th tip is practice regularly. Develop a habit. Keep learning. Daily short habits. Maybe you can do some longer weekend habits. I'm quite used to 10 minutes breathing exercises first thing in the morning. I'm going to incorporate some longer weekend breathwork sessions. Maybe I will sign up to the local breathwork studio. Maybe I'll do an online breathing workshop for 20, 30 minutes. See what time I've got. And Johannesburg suggested that we practice a bit longer or sign up to an in-person breathwork session maybe once every few months, every 3 months, every 4 months. The in-person group practice session is so powerful. It's so much better than the online guided breathwork. The online breathwork is amazing as well, which I'm quite used to doing. But the in-person breathwork that I've attended last week with Jared Stevenson and today with Johannes expert was so amazing that I'm going to keep learning and keep pursuing this journey. So you can leave me a message on what you would like to hear about with breathing. There are more things to learn and I will keep learning. I will keep posting about breathing. I will post about low carb, and I actually was thinking of doing a cholesterol podcast. Maybe next week I'll do a cholesterol podcast. So I hope you enjoy this episode on the Prescribing Lifestyle podcast about 10 tips on how to breathe to thrive. I will develop further tips on breathing and other lifestyle factors. Stay tuned. Until next time, keep thriving, keep staying happy. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Prescribing Lifestyle podcast. Before we wrap up, I have an exciting news to share. I have a new ebook called Low Carb Made Easy. It's now available. This guide is perfect for anyone looking to dive into the low carb lifestyle. Inside you'll find the basic theory behind low carb eating, a detailed food list, practical meal plan, and a variety of delicious recipes. It's designed to make a journey to better health easier, simpler, and enjoyable. For those who prefer a hard copy, head over to my website and register your interest using the link provided. My website is www.mlcclinic.com.au. Head to online store. Remember, the information shared in this podcast, it's for educational purposes only and not proper medical advice. Always consult your medical professional before making any changes to your lifestyle and diet, or you can come and see me in Melbourne Low Carb Clinic. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with us on social media. Your feedback will help us improve and reach more listeners. Lastly, if you found this episode helpful, please share it with your friends and family. Together, we can make a positive impact to our health and our communities. Thanks again for listening, and as always, stay healthy and happy. Until next time.